Hey everyone, and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom Alpha. Welcome to the second last episode of the speed builds, and don't you just click away right now, because there's going to be some cool stuff happening in today's episode, and at the end of the episode I'm also going to reveal what I'm going to do with the tour and so on, and what we're going to plan for the future of this game once it's going to go into beta and, the following updates. Now, in today's video, we are going to see the Edmontosaurus Habitat changed. As I have explained last episode, it's all about making sure that this is now connected to the entrance area a little bit more nice, that these shops, so to say, do get a little bit more of a meaning, and just to make this overall area feel a bit more connected. We will also go over back to our friend, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and do some little changes over there in the area. However, this is going to be something that we're going to discuss at the end of the video, what I'm going to do over there. However, you'll see some slight changes in this entrance area here with the restaurant. And fun stuff is, I just found out that there is a little way to make these shops being raised a little bit, even though I thought it isn't possible. You can see you can easily put some terrain down, then put the shops on top of it, and afterwards dig the terrain away, and they just kind of hover in mid-air, if you will. That's gonna help a bunch if you want to create areas like this, and I just did so to make this all look a little bit more overhanging, made us, a little bit of a concrete foundation, so it's not like super unsupported, and made this very nice viewing area over here that is at the same time going to be connected to the restaurant as being the picnic area, so to say, where people can actually eat some stuff, and making this all a little bit more like a park area. And also this makes me realize, I've been playing this game quite some hours now in the alpha stages, and of course there's a lot missing, and I think it's been an alpha from the very beginning. The devs have stated that, and everyone knew it, and still, at the bottom of our hearts, we all know that we want more, but that's just, the pure nature of us gamers. We are never satisfied. We've never enough. We always want to have more. And in that kind of sense, I just noticed that there is not even like a lantern in this game. There's not even like lights, and there's not even, except those that are pre-made here with the shop. And I wonder though, I really do wonder if these shops potentially, and this is just me guessing, I have absolutely no idea if so or not. I'm just wondering if these shops are made out of prefab pieces, but then just kind of nested together, if you will. That would be really cool if there's a way to just kind of unnest or whatever, just ungroup them and edit some pieces, or just get, I'm quite sure we will get the shells of stuff like that, because they give us the Microraptor shell. They will also give us some shop shells, and I think that's just like testing for the alpha stages. But anyways, it just kind of again showed me that there's a whole bunch in there. And the little problem here is, and this is why I wanted to kind of keep it the way it looks, modern, even though I want to challenge some more stuff. And by the way, big thanks to all of you commenting in the last video, the possible themes and stuff that you could imagine in this game. We, just stay with me. We are going to talk about this in a couple of minutes, because I think some of you had some very valid points in there, and I just wanted to briefly discuss that. But let me just first of all finish this over here. So I would have loved to experiment a bit more with different themes and just making it look a bit more different. But I think the two things I did with the forest and the more Canadian swampy area is the maximum we can do, simply because the prefab things in the game, like the toilets and the facilities and the benches and stuff, they are all from the modern set, and you can only do so much that is not related to the facilities. So whenever you put down a facility, which we wanted to do to just test some things in here, then you're basically forced to go at least a little bit with the modern set. And this is actually why I did this. There's no other reason. And I really think it looks good, but it kind of forces you into that way. And now let's go back into the comments, and I'm very sorry I don't have the time because of the baby at the moment to really go down and read all of your names, but please trust me, I'm reading all of your comments and I'm really paying a lot of attention to it. But some people actually came up with a very good point, that the reason why it is hard to imagine a prehistoric park in a different theme is simply because the only franchise we have being Jurassic Park / world, it just kind of forces us into believing this is the way you make these parks, you know. It is just this kind of concrete modern-esque builds, or whatever you want to call them, with a lot of rural stuff and very boring even, in some instances. So yeah, this is what you kind of learn to know, because that's the only thing you have. And then Jurassic World even went a little bit more modern-esque, but you know, again, very much to this one theme that Prehistoric Kingdom also kind of followed, which in a way makes a lot of sense, because you know, as a release material, you want to do something that people easily connect with. I mean, if they would have done now kind of an Asian themed park with dinosaurs, that would be very confusing for people. However, simply because it hasn't been done yet, and so if you would do that in the game, it's not necessarily wrong, because it could potentially be done this way. I mean, legit, there was some news a couple of days ago from someone working at Neuralink, also one of these million companies that Elon Musk owns. Or not owns, but I think he's big part of it, or at least he's like financially a lot of involved into Neuralink. But anyhow, I think one of the leaders of that company stated that in 10 to 15 years they could easily do like easily might be the wrong word, but it's what they said. They said it's going to be possible to create kind of a Jurassic Park, even though the creatures would not be scientifically accurate to what they've been in the past, but they could kind of whatever. I just really didn't understand how that exactly should work, but you know, I don't even understand the Neuralink stuff. It's crazy. I mean, I've tried to go into that, but wow, it's just amazing. If any one of you is able to explain that in a simple way in the comments, I'd love that. But you know, everything I know is that he stated it will be possible. And now, you know, if you take that and you go a little bit further into the future, that could be the little bit you need, because again, we have no idea what a park like that would look like. You know, if you say, hey, we are going to go for a dinosaur that, you know, used to live, let's say, in the current region of Asia, so why not theme it after Asia? You know, that could easily be possible, because that creature would never be exactly like, you know, it would never know like, hey, wait, this doesn't look like it used to look like 47 million years ago. It's not happening like that. So whatever you do, it kind of worked. So yeah, this is a very interesting bit, and I've really never thought about that this way. But of course, you were right. You can basically go with every kind of theme you want. And one thing I found especially exciting is that some people came up with the idea also to go with some ancient stuff, so like Aztec and Maya and Inca and all that kind of stuff, because they also have a lot of myth going around them, and mythology. I don't know how you pronounce that in a short form. Anyways, there's a lot of rumors and, you know, stories and stuff going around these, and maybe you can even go with that, and you can even make like Atlantis, and there's a lot you could do. Or Greek is also like Greek architecture could work as well. There's a lot you could do from the ancient times as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff. And Sabertooth, of course, you can go a lot more into like, frozen areas. And I mean, initially I thought there was only so much you can do, but now thinking about it, there's just a lot more you could do once the game is out, and has all the themes and stuff like that. That would be awesome. But now, as promised, let's quickly talk about what is going on with this game until we are into further updates. Now, the next two videos, and we do also have a little real-time part at the end, but just so you know, the major focus will now be on finishing this park in the next episode. That's going to be the last thing we are doing, which will be the bridge over the T-Rex habitat, and also making the T-Rex viewing on the other side, on the opposite side of this viewing over here, a bit nicer, fill in the gaps here and there, and then close off the park. That's going to be the next speed build episode, and so to say, the last speed build episode. And of course, we're going to have like a big tour. That's gonna be it. And then there is some potential. I'm just calling it potential because it's not a given, that I would revisit this state of the game in between if I do have a crazy idea of testing a different theme in here. But honestly, as I just mentioned at the beginning, the pieces available at this stage do not really, you know, they they don't make me try this simply because it's not, you know, it's different than it was in Planet Coaster Alpha, because we had the coaster and you could theme the coaster everything you want, but we do only have these 6 dinosaurs, and you know, there's only so much you can do with an Edmontosaurus, T-Rex or whatever. So if I do have a crazy idea, I might just do it when I feel like it could work, but if not, you know, I'll leave it as it is until there's the next one. By the way, we just did some little educational spots over here where potentially a keeper could help you out, or like a tour guide or whatever. And then, oh my god, there's something really weird happened. When I moved some pieces, I did not check if it was still within the group, and it was, and I just completely removed the bridge section over here. My heartbeat was like initially a million times higher, but then again, you know, I resolved that issue, and it all worked out just well enough, and I'm very happy it did. And yeah, the last bit is just, you know, putting down some plants here and there, and, you know, making the foliage look better by just putting it down. God, this brush tool is the best thing ever. You know, it's so much easier to make this whole. It's actually it forces you almost to abuse it. It's, I don't know, it just wants to be abused. I have the feeling you just need to use that all the time. Anyhow, that's it for my commentary at this point. We'll see each other in a couple of seconds, or well, in a minute around-ish, in the real-time part. I hope you enjoyed it so far, and let's jump over and have a look how that looks in-game. Alright, there we go. We are in the real-time part, and as you can see, this is the viewing now over here of the brand new part of the habitat, I should say. It's not a brand new habitat, because basically the rest of the habitat was already existing. I think, you know, also size-wise, it's now a lot more suitable to our Edmontosaurus. I do have to say, though, there are still some Lumbeosaurus in here. I haven't really exchanged all of the animals. I will do so, though, before we do the tour, so that's going to be happening as well. But you can tell now that there's a huge difference now in the perception of the entrance. Now you really enter this zoo now, or like this kingdom, we should call it, and you are really more dragged towards the center here. You do have a little viewing on the left, but it's not like the backstage path anymore. There's like a more or less solid fence. If you do choose to take the left hand side, though, you are a little bit more forced to go further, because I chose to use another fence over here. I might exchange that again, just to make it a bit more nice, with some murals or whatever, and also I have to do some ground texturing, but you know, all that kind of stuff is happening in the last episode. And once you go further in here, you can see that a bit more of the plaza evolves in front of you. That's actually the idea. And then to the left hand side, you can really see that this entire area here now looks a lot more finished. It's not like broken up anymore as it used to be beforehand. You have this picnic area, you have some education boards to look down. I'll learn some stuff about the animals moving in here, and yeah, just in general, that is the new layout to the Edmontosaurus habitat. And I think it really fits a lot better into this area. And if you go even further, you have a bit of nature over here, but you do also have like another viewing area, which is right over here with this wonderful view. And I think, you know, that really looks a lot better than it used to be looking before. And now, obviously, you've seen that I did a little bit of the work here for the T-Rex habitat. I think this looks a lot better now with this crest over here with a little carved out terrain section. I will put some rocks and stuff in here to make it look even better. And then we have these viewing galleries where you can actually sit down, have a little bit of shade, can watch the T-Rex actually chilling down there right in front of us now for us. How cool is that? And then you have the educational general area here with the speakers up there, giving you the information you need, and you can also see the other viewing, which is going to change a little. And then this is the area you wanted to see, and I really guess this looks really cool now with the trailer as well. Looks a bit cooler and almost looks like another little scene over here. Other than that one over there, we have another one here. And yeah, just in general, and we have this almost alley boulevard. I want to call it boulevard. I think it looks really cool now with these high raising palm trees, and then you go over here, and this bridge obviously will be changed completely. That's, as I said, the stuff we do in the next episode. This will also be like a little highlight, and then we are going to finish off this area with another viewing into the yeah, into the valley, or into the little canyon here, I should say. And then we are basically done. I can just actually zoom out. There's not really that much that's going to be changing from that look over here. We do maybe do some backstage-ish stuff, but I think overall I'm quite happy with how it looks so far. The park really looks like a park. I have never expected that this is going to be that crazy in the alpha already, but you know, I think we delivered, and that's what we wanted to do. And yeah, there's much more to come in the future, but for now that should be it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy, as always, leave me a comment down below what you think of it, and if you have any ideas for our next episode, and also if you liked the video, give it a like, you know, that kind of stuff that helps the channel. And now I won't bother you anymore with that kind of crap. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope you all stay safe. I talk to you in the next one. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.